Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, as you just saw, we're going to be working on Electro in his final battle suit. So as you can see here, I 3D modeled this chest piece that has like the arc reactor and all the buckles and straps. And this is what I would be 3D printing, just the front part, gluing it onto the chest, and then painting it obviously and adding all the different parts. Because apart from this, he also has like wires attached to him that go all around the body. So I'm going to start by just super gluing this on. I'll begin by super gluing it on, and I'm gonna add some clay onto it and smooth it down so that there's not that many seams. So just sort of add the clay, add some water, and just get it nice and smooth, basically get it nice and clean. And then add a gray primer on the whole figure, and then only on the top of the figure, like only on the upper body, add a green coat. And then mask off on the bottom. For the pants, I'm going to be adding a like sand beige color all throughout, just on the pants, so the boots, it doesn't really matter. Removing the tape and painting on the boots. I'm also adding some on the parts where basically he has short sleeves, so I'm painting on just the skin color and the black gloves. And I'm going to begin on all the details in the chest, like the buckles and the straps, the yellow straps. Just adding all those details. Also, a mistake that I didn't notice so recently was that the suit is actually black and yellow, not green and yellow. So later on, you're gonna see I fixed that by coming over all the green parts basically with black. But nonetheless, the whole majority of it was accurate. The sculpt, which is the most important part, it was good. So I just needed to come back and correct the issue. And I just assumed it was green because in the comics he obviously has a green and yellow suit. So I was assuming they were going that way, but after seeing some concept art, I could notice that it was black, so I had to come back and fix it. And yeah, so now I'm just adding again all those yellow patterns or all the yellow details on the suit. And now what I'm going to be doing here is he has sort of these like gauntlet like pieces that are on his forearms. And I'm going to be cutting them out of a piece of plastic. This is like some styrene you can buy at your local hobby shop. So I'm just going to cut out a rectangle with my pliers. And just kind of like measure it up against the figure. See how the width and the height that I want. And then I'll just get sort of a skinny rectangle sort of shape. Up in there you can see I'm seeing the shape is correct. And then just snipping off the corners to get that like nice, not rounded corner, but sort of, cut off corner look. And then I'm just gonna be gluing them onto both arms. So I'm just looking at reference images of the movie, and yeah, sort of those gauntlet things. So that's what I added, just with some pieces of plastic. So nothing too simple. I mean, nothing too difficult. But and I'm adding these wires, same wires that I've been using for a dog cock. So just that kind of wire. Adding it onto from that gauntlet piece up to like the shoulder. Then I'm adding one from like the bottom of the leg, like sort of around the boot section, up onto the thigh. Now on the thigh part, I don't glue it so that it can still have some articulation. Because if you glue it on the top, he's not gonna be able to bend his knee. So I just sort of leave it floating up there. Then from sort of the front of like the ab, it like wraps around the back. And I had one from the shoulder up into the chest. And again, I don't glue it again on the chest, so that it can still freely articulate. So yeah, just make sure that a couple of them aren't glued on both sides, so that if it's connected to the arm and the chest, do not glue it on one of them, so it can still move. And I'm adding a magnet on one of the head sculpts because this figure, the ball joint fell off, so I had to put on a screw, and that way the head sculpt can still go on, because as a magnet it will just go onto the screw. And the articulation still remains good, so it's not no longer an issue, but it's good to have the magnet that way. Money coming, money go. And then I'm painting all the wires yellow, as in the movie you can tell it's yellow, sort of a cord sort of wire thing. So I'm just painting that whole thing, all of the wires that are added yellow. Got a little ring to it, turn that thing fluid in the coupe. Why you look, I know it's real. I'm on my Marshawn shit. I been really getting feel. You know why I'm here. Don't act like you don't know how I feel. And now I'm beginning on all of the silver details on all the suit. So like that belt, he has like just sort of thick belt, and I just used the existing belt on the base figure, which is actually a Captain America from the first Avenger movie. Not the first Avengers, but Captain America, the first Avenger. So it's a bit confusing, but I hope you guys understand. And yeah, so I've just used the belt that was already in the sculpt, painted that silver, all the details. As you saw earlier, I had an image from Instagram of how the suit looks, so just adding all those silver details, the buckles, the arc reactor holder, the wires, all that. And also those gauntlet pieces, I also painted them silver, both the front and the back. And lastly, just adding a little bit of blue on the arc reactor, and then just on the center, painting it white. And now I wanted to add an alternate head sculpt with that lightning effect coming out, and I originally printed it in the clear, but it was just a mess. The print settings are difficult to do, and also like just painting is also difficult. Like the paint won't stick well and all that. So I just went with going with a normal gray resin, painting it white, and I'll just individually paint all the lightning effects yellow, and it comes out nice that way, because you know you can still add that yellow glow. It's not transparent like the effect piece that I made in my last Electro video, but it still has that effect that you want, like that lightning coming out in that comic accurate design. So I'm just adding all yellow all throughout on those pieces, and then adding a like brown color for his skin all throughout, just you know, going around certain areas. I'm trying to like leave the eyes, because later on I'm gonna paint those with yellow, so make the eyes also like a glowing yellow. And at the very end I'll add like white on the center of both the lightning bolts and the eyes to make it simulate like it's glowing, and just covering it all brown. And then later on obviously the hair be black, and have to come back later also for the goatee.
Y'all niggas coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand out, they want us to split the pie, right? Cause they realize that we gone crazy. Yeah, I flipped my pie, really did that 180. Yeah, skirt. I flipped my pie, really did that 180. Y'all niggas coming to you live from a place where nobody else know to take it. They hand out, they want us to split the pie, right? Cause they realize that we gone crazy. Yeah.
And now, like I said earlier, I had to come back and cover all the green parts with black. After covering everything, all the black sections, all the green sections with black, I sprayed it with a matte varnish to seal it up. That was pretty much it, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. And before you guys look at the final review, there are some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, I suggest clicking away now. And yeah.
Leave them. They're mine. I don't need your help. I got just fine. Dr. Deacons, no.